Q1074, the FAA publication that provides the aviation community with basic flight information and air traffic control procedures for use in the National Airspace System of the United States, is the A. Aeronautical Information Manual, AIM. B. Chart Supplement US. C. Advisory Circular Checklist, AC00-2. The correct answer is A. The AIM provides the aviation community with basic flight information and air traffic control procedures for use in the National Airspace System of the United States. It is a comprehensive guide that covers topics such as air traffic control procedures, flight planning, airport operations, and safety information. The Chart Supplement US provides airport information, and the Advisory Circular Checklist, AC00-2, is a list of advisory circulars that provide guidance on various aviation topics. 1276. Checking the NOTAMs confirms the Blue Angels are scheduled to perform at the local airport. When can UAS operations resume relative to this NOTAM? A. Once the Blue Angels have landed. B. With ATC authorization. C. Immediately, so long as a 1 nm distance is maintained. The correct answer is B. UAS operations cannot resume immediately, even if a 1 nm distance is maintained, because the Blue Angels performance represents an active aerobatic area that requires an FAA waiver. UAS operations can resume with ATC authorization. It's important to follow the guidelines in the NOTAM and any other applicable regulations to ensure safe and legal UAS operations. 1360. What is required when operating in Class B airspace? A. Operations in Class B airspace are prohibited. B. The remote PIC or operator must receive an airspace authorization for operations in Class B airspace. C. Two-way radio communication and ADS-B capabilities. The correct answer is C. Class B airspace is the busiest and most restrictive airspace. It surrounds the nation's busiest airports and is designed to provide a safe environment for commercial air traffic. To operate in Class B airspace, the remote PIC or operator must have a two-way radio communication capability and an automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, ADS-B, out capability to broadcast the drone's position to other aircraft and air traffic control, ATC. This helps to maintain situational awareness and avoid mid-air collisions. A remote pilot must also follow the specific requirements and procedures for Class B airspace, as outlined in 14 CFR Part 107. 1079. According to 14 CFR Part 107, the remote PIC of a small unmanned aircraft planning to operate within Class C airspace, A. is required to receive ATC authorization. B. is required to file a flight plan. C. must use a visual observer. The correct answer is A. According to 14 CFR Part 107.41, a remote pilot in command must obtain an airspace authorization from the FAA before operating in Class B, Class C, or the lateral boundaries of the surface area of Class E airspace designated for an airport. Therefore, the remote PIC of a small unmanned aircraft planning to operate within Class C airspace is required to receive ATC authorization. Option B, filing a flight plan, is not required for small unmanned aircraft operations under Part 107 unless the operation is being conducted for compensation or hire. Option C, using a visual observer, may be required by the FAA as a risk mitigation measure, but it is not a requirement specifically for operating within Class C airspace. 1080. According to 14 CFR Part 107, how may a remote PIC operate an unmanned aircraft in Class C airspace? A. The remote PIC must have prior authorization from the ATC facility having jurisdiction over that airspace. B. The remote PIC must contact the ATC facility after launching the unmanned aircraft. C. The remote PIC must monitor the ATC frequency from launch to recovery. The correct answer is A. Before operating a small unmanned aircraft within Class C airspace, the remote pilot in command, remote PC, must obtain ATC authorization from the air traffic control facility that has jurisdiction over that airspace. This requirement is intended to ensure that the unmanned aircraft will not pose a hazard to other aircraft operating in the same airspace. The FAA may also impose additional restrictions or conditions on the operation of the unmanned aircraft, based on the specific circumstances of the operation and the needs of air traffic control.